Hi everyone. Well, we're going back to Japan. We're finally going back to Japan. So we've been in America since November of last year, so November 2017. And right before Thanksgiving, we got back, and it feels like, it feels like Thanksgiving's just around the corner. So it's almost been an entire year. Our plan was to only be here for 8 months. Things took a little bit longer than we anticipated. However, despite the delay, it seems like everything's working out fine. It hasn't caused any major problems or issues back in Japan with the ministry there. We're going to be going back to be involved in a church plant, as many of you know. If you didn't know that, you're probably not getting our prayer updates or haven't been keeping up with us too much. If you would like to, we primarily keep in touch through email. So please, if you're not a member of our email list and you would like to be praying for us and hearing what God's doing, go to daveandtomo.com and you can sign up to be a prayer partner there, and we'll send you our prayer updates. It comes out about once a month. As our home service wraps up and we get ready to go back to Japan, I wanted to make a kind of a short series of videos to sort of talk about how home service went and to kind of get you up to speed on what we were doing over the last 11 months and the ways that God has been working during our time here in the U.S. So there's going to be 4 videos talking about kind of our 4 main goals for being here. I'll give you a brief summary of them in this video, and then you can click on the ones below to get the full explanation for the ones that maybe interest you more than others. So the 4 reasons that we came back here, the first, again, not in any particular order, but the first one was to raise additional monthly financial support. So in order to stay in Japan long term, we rely on monthly giving, a combination of monthly giving and people giving special gifts here in the U.S. The amount that we were getting on average per month was not enough to keep us in Japan long term. We didn't have any problems over the last 5 years, but unless we raised additional support, it was going to start catching up with us in the next couple of years. And so we really felt like we needed to see additional churches and supporters join this ministry in order for it to continue to function long term. This new church plant that we're going to be involved in, it's probably going to be at least a 10-year process. So we didn't want to get into a situation where we started something and then had to leave it and jeopardize the ministry over there. So that was one of our goals, was to see an additional $1,000 a month in monthly support come in. And by God's grace, we saw an additional $920 so far. So we're just really praising God for that. Puts us on a really good state, and we're just so thankful for those of you who have joined us, both churches and individuals, in becoming financial supporters of this work, in sending us to Japan to do it, in keeping us there so that we can be working with the Japanese church and in these cities to do church planting and not have to worry about abandoning that and causing troubles for the partners that we have over there. So thank you so much for that. We're praising God for that. So that was the first goal, was to raise additional monthly support. The second was to report to our current supporters, those who have been supporting us over the last 5 years since we've been in Japan, and some of you even much longer as we were raising support to go the first time, to let you know what God has been doing. And we saw God work in so many ways over the last 5 years. And we had a great chance to meet with all of our churches. I think we had 8 current supporting churches. So we got to visit all 8 of those churches and many others. I think, we'll get to the totals if you watch that particular video. You can see all the numbers. But we had a great time visiting all of our current supporting churches. The third goal was for Tomo to get U.S. citizenship. And that was kind of what brought this delay in. We thought that it would only take 8 months. It turned out to take longer than that. And that's why, we're still here. But last month, Tomo became a U.S. citizen. And so we're praising God for that success there. And it's now because of that, we're able to purchase the tickets and get ready to go back. Fourth and final goal was to kind of spend some time resting and sort of recovering from the stresses of ministry. I'll talk more about that in that video. I didn't feel like I was that stressed. It was stressful being in a different culture and not speaking the language and having kind of high expectations on you. It is much more stressful than here. And we've heard that stress often will build up in missionaries and result in them not being able to continue. And we've seen a number of missionaries who have been dear friends who have had to come off the field for a time of recuperation because the stress has gotten too high. And so we want to be mindful of that because, again, we want to be committed to serving long-term in Japan, and we don't want to have to return because the stress gets too much for us to handle in that environment. So that was another reason we came back. So those 4 purposes, you can see a video about each one. Some of them are shorter and longer, the others below. But yeah, please watch through. And as you watch, be praying for us, and hopefully that'll give you a better idea of what we've been going through over the last 11 months, and also preparing to go back to Japan. Again, if you are not already getting our monthly prayer email updates, please send an email, or please visit daveandtomo.com, or if you're friends with us on Facebook or email, you can contact us either of those ways and let us know you'd like to receive our updates, and we can get you signed up through that as well. But again, thank you so much for your prayers, your support, your interest in the work that God has been doing in Japan. Please pray for us as we go back on October 11th to begin a new church plant in Miyako City over in Japan. Thank you so much. God bless. And hopefully the next time we do one of these videos, it'll be over there and we can kind of show you around our new city, our new home, our new ministry. So thank you again so much, and God bless.